Go a little further, verse 9.
He that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness even until now.
See, if you say you in the light and you hate your brother, and that includes sister too, it covers everybody. He that saith he is in the light and hated his brother is in the darkness even until now. Because we can say anything with our mouth about love, right? But again, brothers and sisters, this is not a new concept. This is not something that God just now decided to share with us about loving one another. That go back to the beginning, don't it?
That's right.
It go back to Genesis. He been telling man how to love. Don't you think God knew about love in Genesis? It just got time, when Jesus came, it was time for him to come and exhibit it in this fullness, but he been telling us to love one another, and we're going to see that clearly. So you cannot think that he gave you a new commandment of love that does away with the law and commandments in the Old Testament. They've been spelling that out for you. The Old Testament spelled out love to the T, dotted every I. But now go ahead.
Verse 10.
Now verse 9 says, he that said he is in the light and hated his brother is in the darkness until now. So you have to be careful. You could even know about God and call yourself working with God, and you start bearing grudges and hating one another and talking about one another. You in trouble. You getting in trouble with God. Go ahead, verse 10.
He that loveth his brother abideth in the light, and there is none occasion of stumbling in him.
See, if you love your brother, you're abiding in the light. See, and he gave you an example in the next chapter. We're not going to read. He gave you an example that Cain was an example of hating his brother all the way back in the beginning. He killed his brother for no reason, got mad at him. Just like we get mad to this day. Sometimes you should ask yourself, what am I really mad at? You be mad, really upset, fired up. But then when you really look at it, you say, well, it really is not that serious. Well, Cain did the same thing. That's why the Lord even say in Matthew 5, he said he that hated his brother is angry with his brother. Without a cause is in danger of judgment. So you have to be careful. But go ahead. What verse you at?
Verse 11. He that hateth his brother is in darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness hath blinded his eyes.
See, you in darkness if you hate. So what we talking about love, it's not just a cliche or a word to throw around. It's something to put in action, and it is a must. You got to have it. It's not a suggestion that you just love one another. No, you must have it. Okay, now we're going to back up and read at the beginning of this chapter, because he had already spelled some things out for us. Even about, because again, people want to get away from the law so bad, they just grab hold of any verse and twist it, and oh, see, that do away with the law. When you got a million more to shed light on that verse to tell you it's not doing that. All you got to do is read the Bible and accept what it's saying. But we've been accepting traditions. But go ahead, verse 1. 1 John 2 and 1. Go ahead.
My little children, these things write I unto you, that ye sin not.
Okay, now don't sin. Now we can skip over and find out what sin is, since people are so hungry to do away with the law. All we have to do is go to the next chapter, and we can see exactly what he's telling you not to do. Because he said, my little children, I am writing this unto you that you do what? Sin not. Matter of fact, we just going to do it. It ain't going to take but a minute. Keep your finger here. Go to the 3rd chapter of 1 John. Just one page to your left. Flip one page. 1 John 3. Since he told us he writing that we don't sin, read verse 4. 1 John 3 and 4. Y'all ain't got nothing else to do anyway. Verse 4. Go ahead.
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Now, whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. See, this is what everybody want to get away from. That's why people are going to be full of church tomorrow. They're going to have a facade of love. They're going to talk a good game of love. But they have done away with the concept. And love takes some work, brothers and sisters. And if you done away with the ingredient of love, the law, you in trouble. You ain't got a chance. Because even those around here that know love is about the law, they struggle with it. So you know if you'd done away with the concept what it really is, you ain't got a chance. That's why you got more confused in the average church in a little bit. People hating each other, people going for show, talking about other people, backbiting and all that. And we can have it in here. That's why we got to talk about it and avoid it and get away from it. But now, what did he say? Whosoever committed sin, do what?
Transgresseth also the law.
Why?
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Now that's the biblical definition of sin. The transgression of the law. So if he told me, go back to 1 John 2, if he told me he writing to me that I don't sin, that's telling me don't transgress God's law, right?
That's right.
That's elementary. So how you going to tell me you don't have to abide by the law no more? It got done away with, and he clearly telling you don't transgress the law, which means break. Don't break the law. You're still getting in trouble. Exactly. Like the sister just said, somebody lying. He told you. Read it again, verse 1, 2 and 1.
My little children, these things write I unto you, that ye sin not.
And we know sin is transgression of the law. He wrote it in the next chapter, so we know we can't transgress the law, can we?
That's right.
But now you can accidentally make a mistake, but your goal is not to willfully do it, brother and sister. You got to have a mindset that you're not going to do it no more, though you have done it. Again, if you know Jesus paid the price for your past sins, because that's what the Bible said in Romans 3, then you know you need the mindset not to walk in those past sins no more. That's only elementary. Just like I said, the man to go to jail. He would be crazy. They would look at him crazy if he get out of jail and say, look, I got grace. You know, the governor pardoned me. I got a certificate of pardon. So I ain't under y'all law no more. So you stay over here. I'm going to go rob a bank. I'll be back. If they catch me, I got my certificate right here with me. Got pardon. I got grace. Grace don't work like that. You don't even, I know you wish it did work like that because you can throw away them bills when they say you got a grace period from here to pay it. That don't do away with the bill. Some of y'all probably think it do, but it don't. Or want it to. But now, it only is a gift to give you some leeway. It don't change your responsibility at all, do it? So now, he said, my little children, these things I write unto you that you sin not. But now, on the other hand, what might happen? Go ahead.
And if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ, the righteous.
See, now you can sin. You can sin so easy, it's not even funny. You can have a foolish thought about a brother or a sister or about some more foolishness, and you have just sinned. Because the thought, the Bible says, the thought of foolishness is sin. So it's real easy to sin. You got to even work on your thoughts. That's how serious this is. And you can do that. I know I didn't came a long way because you didn't even want to know my thoughts over 20 years ago. If I told you some of them now, you probably get up and leave. You say, what? So I know you can do better. Matter of fact, God might use me as a witness. As long as I continue to do what I'm supposed to do and get into the kingdom, he might use me as a witness. Say, look, if he can change, I know you could have. Because he was real bad. So you in trouble. So now, you can easily sin, but you striving with every fiber that you have not to sin. He said, my little children, these things write unto you that you sin not. Then he added, and if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the right. Yeah, he'll look out for you as long as you're striving to do what you need to do. Go ahead, verse 2.
And he is the propitiation for our sins.
Now, propitiation means he paid the price. He's the sacrifice. So now we see right here he died for our sins, right? He is the sacrifice. He showed us love like no other by dying for our sins. But is it telling us we ain't got to worry about sinning no more or keeping the law no more?
No.
It's not telling us that. To the contrary, it's telling you don't break the law. Don't transgress the law. even after Jesus died for your sin. So somebody done twisted this whole thing up. That's why they just throw a little cliche. Oh, we under grace now. We ain't need the law. They don't understand what Paul meant in Romans 6. Oh, we on the law of love. And so they use these little cliches and mess everything up. And the whole world is headed to hell on skis. But now, he said, he is the propitiation for our sins. And what?
And not ours only, but also for the sins of the whole world.
That's right. Everybody got a chance at this. It started with Israel, but everybody got a chance at this. But you got to do your part. Verse 3.
And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
Now look, he's talking keeping the commandments. You notice the average Sunday preacher don't never read nothing like this in the Bible. It's so clear. They don't read nothing like this. You know why? Because Jesus said it'd be many false prophets, especially in the last days, even coming in his name. So of course they're not going to read nothing like this if they lying, trying to keep you in a box, comfortable and relaxed, that you saved and don't have to worry about nothing. Of course they're not going to read nothing clear as this. And if they do read, they'll try to twist it and make something else out. Probably figure out a way to get some money out of here. I done seen them take the oddest verses and try to twist it and get some money out of it. I don't know what he said. Hereby, see, your commandment is to bring the tithes into the storehouse. Come on, little children. The ushers are coming around now. That's the only thing when they give you a responsibility, it's all about bringing them some money. Surely you got to do more than that. Hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. That's the only way. Go ahead, verse 4.
He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
See, people think we hard, but John was harder. We just read what John said. John called somebody that say they know God, but don't keep his commandment. That fit a whole lot of people today, brothers and sisters. John called you a liar and went further to saying the truth is not in you. That's some strong language, right? See, the Lord wanted you to know this because he knew Satan was going to have everything mixed up, backwards and upside down, telling people you don't have to do the old law because you're under the new commandment of love. Look, love and life are embodied in God's law. God's law is holy, the Bible says. Go ahead, verse 5.
But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected.
See, he said, whoso keepeth his word. If you obey the commandments, that's all in his word. In you is the love of God what?
Perfected.
Perfected. Isn't that something? All this from keeping the law that he told you don't break, right? Didn't he start at the top say don't sin, brothers and sisters?
Absolutely.
This should be our mission in life, and we didn't let preachers take it away from us and sell us a pipe dream that we're going to make it in spite of doing nothing. That's why a lot of people going to stand before Jesus. Some people going to hear what we're saying and get it together, but still a lot not going to listen. Because, it's easy to do wrong. Naturally, we all want to do wrong. I ain't going to sit here and lie and say, I didn't like when I did some wrong things. Naturally, but you got to get out the natural mindset and get in the spirit realm and get in the saving your life from that suicide mission that you was on. So he said, whoso keepeth his word, in him verily, truly is the love of God perfected. And what?
Hereby know we that we are in him.
See, that's the only way you know, by being obedient to him. Now, let's go to Matthew 22. Let's see what the master himself said again. Jesus. Matthew 22. And we're going to pick it up at verse 34. Matthew 22. So we've already erased the false teaching or thinking that because Jesus said he write a new commandment unto you, see, that just do away with that whole law. So people use that, say, see, I can eat pork, I can eat what I want to eat, and I don't have to observe nothing that's back there. Look, God know what he was talking about when he gave us his law. All of it. Those that pertain to how to honor him and those that pertain to how to honor your brothers and sisters. God knew what he was talking about. And that's what all the laws are summed up as, either pertaining to him, where you will offend him, or where you will offend your neighbor.